Have a happy day, first English students. Now we will continue the topic subordination. Okay, so subordination. In the previous video we discussed the coordination, that is compound sentences. Okay, so how two sentences are combined together and using two main clauses. But in case of subordination, one clause is subordinated to another clause. Okay, one clause is subordinated to another clause, so that is said to be subordination, and that is called as complex sentence. So how are we going to deal with complex sentence or subordination? What kind of subordination we have in English language? Okay, so one sentence is subordinated to another sentence. How to deal? How to subordinate one sentence to another sentence? Okay, so when we have to combine in certain situations we have to combine two sentences, and as we combine two sentences, one sentence is subordinated to another sentence. So in English language, how do we do it? Okay, so that we will discuss. So open at page 228. Okay, so this video is almost reading the examples. Okay, if we have time, we will let me explain. Let me explain a few examples. It is impossible to explain all the examples. Okay, so this is the situation. Above all, read the text carefully. Read the text carefully. That is the most important thing. And in case you are after reading the text, in case you have doubts, you refer the video which I send to you, which I post to you, and then you yourself summarize it and read the summary. Then that is the notes for your examination purpose. Notes for your examination purpose. Okay. So how the subordination is done in English language? So we have subordinators or subordinating conjunction are perhaps the most important formal indicators of subordination. Most subordinators consist of a single word, and there are numerous compound items also. Okay, so mostly using a single word, the subordination is done. Okay, see, since he failed in the examination, he cannot continue the college education. Okay, since he failed in the examination, he cannot continue his college education. Okay, so these two sentences are combined using the word since. In the very the front itself, in the front of the sentence itself, this conjunction since is used. Okay, so if you take he failed in the examination, clearly it is a sentence. He cannot continue his college education. So this is also a clear-cut sentence, completely a meaningful sentence. But when we add since he failed in the examination, if we keep full stop there, since he failed in the examination, then it became an incomplete sentence. Okay, since he failed in the examination, he cannot continue his college education. Okay, so the word since acts as a combining word, combining two sentences. Okay, so that is called as simple subordinators. So simple subordinators are a single word, and using that single word, two sentences are combined together. But if you keep full stop at one particular point, it cannot convey as it cannot act as a sentence. Okay, Ram is ill. yet he goes to college. Okay, so this is example of compound sentence. Okay, so Ram is ill. If we give full stop there, it is complete sentence. He goes to college. That is also a complete sentence. Yet is used to combine two main clauses. Okay, Ram is ill. Yet he goes to college. Okay, so there are two main clauses in this compound sentence. And in case if you want to convert this compound sentence into a complex sentence, though Ram is ill, he goes to college. Though Ram is ill, if you give full stop there, it is incomplete sentence. But when we convert into a compound sentence, Ram is ill, that is a complete sentence. And though Ram is ill is a subordinate clause of the main clause, he goes to college. Okay, so this is so though since the examples given here are after, as, because, before, if, once, since, that. So they are examples of some simple subordinators. Okay, so by these single words we can combine two sentences. Okay, the other type is compound coordinators. Compound subordinators. So here that ending with that and as far as long as, sooner than, rather than, as if, as though, in case. So they are examples of compound subordinates, because two or more words are used. This phrase acts as subordinators. Okay, so in the simple subordinators are simply only one word, since, after, because. But here compound subordinators, they are it is a phrase. Compound subordinators acts as a phrase. They are not single word. If it is single word, then it is called as simple subordinators. Okay, so the example of compound subordinators are in that, so that, such that, now that, provided that, supposing that, as for us, as long as, sooner than, rather than, as if, as though, in case. Nevertheless, yet nevertheless, no sooner. So all these are all examples of compound subordinators. Okay, so when you write the summary, at least 3 sentences you have to write, especially for compound subordinators. You yourself, using the compound subordinators, the examples are given in the book itself. So let me read out the compound subordinators again. Not for all, you can select any 3 of the compound subordinators and write sentences in your own. Okay, see, in that, so that, such that, now that, provided that, as for us, as long as, sooner than, rather than, as if, as though, in case, nevertheless, no sooner. So likewise, we have lots of compound subordinators. So they act, they are combined together to form a single long sentence. Okay. So next, indicators of subordination other than subordinators. Okay. So indicators of subordination other than subordinators. Unlike simple subordinator or compound subordinator, there are indication whether it seems it is a long sentence, but it is a tricky and confusing long sentence. Okay, and we do not know whether it is a combined sentence or a simple sentence, that we do not know. Okay, likewise the sentences is structured. Okay, as we read the example, we can understand. I knew why he was late. I knew why he was late. Okay, see, uh, rather than straight away giving the answer why he was late. Okay, see, for example, Hemapriya is late to the college. Okay, and I know the reason. She woke up late in the morning, and that is why she is late to the college. Okay, and this statement, she woke up late in the morning, that I do not want to straight away tell to the principal or listeners. Okay, but I just want to create some curiosity. Okay, I know why she was late. Okay, and then the speaker, a listener will ask the question, why she is late. Okay, so I do not want to immediately reveal the answer. Okay, so that's why this sentence is used. I knew why she was late. Okay, he was late. Okay, that is a complete sentence. And I know that. I know the answer. SVO, object is necessary. I know what the question rises. Okay, I know the answer. I know his name. Likewise, the object is essential. But here the object itself is a sentence. Okay, I know. The example given in our textbook is I knew past tense. Okay, I knew why he was late. Okay, so he was late, that itself is a sentence, but why is actually a question, but here the word why acts as a subordinator, that is helping to combine two sentences. Okay, I knew, but the object is a little bit difficult. Okay, I know the answer. I know his name. I know the book. Okay, likewise, the object could be used for the transitive verb know. Okay, but here the object is a different idea, and it cannot be separated. The sentence cannot be separated. Okay, that's why it is called as indicators of subordination. Okay, I knew, and however we think, straight away we cannot give answer for it. This sentence cannot be separated. I knew why he was late. It cannot be separated. Okay, but actually there are huge indications that it is a combined sentence. Okay, and that's why the topic is given as indicators of subordination. Okay, and other example is also interesting example. Had I been there, I would have helped him. Had I been there, I would have helped him. Let's say I was there. Okay, that is the thing. I was not there. So I was unable to help him. Okay, I was not there, so I was unable to help him. Okay, as I was not there, I was unable to help him. So this is example of complex sentence. Okay, but this is example of imaginary situation. Okay, had I been there, I would have helped him. ஒருவேளை நாங்கள் இருந்திருந்தால் கண்டிப்பாக ஹெல்ப் பண்ணியிருந்திருப்போம், இல்லாமல் போயிட்டேனே அப்படின்னு ஃபீல் பண்ணுற மாதிரி ஒரு சென்டென்ஸ். Had I been there, I would have helped him. Okay, I had been there, I helped him. So this is a different thing. But this example is imaginary idea. This did not happen. Had I been there, I would have helped him. Okay, so this is imaginary situation. So here two sentences are combined together. Okay, so likewise final clause, as she is ill, a non-finite clause, having arrived late. Why it is called a non-finite clause? Because the verb is not complete one. Okay, having arrived late. Okay, so that is non-finite. The verb is not finite, clear. Okay, verbless clause. Although very cheerful, Mary failed in the examination. Likewise, the sentence could be that. So the even though the verbless clause, there is no verb. At the same time, it acts as a clause. Okay, so although very cheerful, so clause there must be subject and verb, but this is another exception. So that's why English language is a confusing one. In a clause, there must be a subject and a verb. If there is no subject and verb, then it is called a phrase. A cup of tea, there is no subject and verb. Maybe subject is there, but there is no verb. That's why it is called as phrase. But here, although very cheerful, it is verbless clause. Okay, so this is exception and again confusing one. Okay, don't confuse yourself. Just leave that particular example. Finite and non-finite clauses. Let me straight away read out the examples. It is better to do it. All I did was open the box. Sitting on the wall, he shouted aloud. Okay, so again the concept of finite and infinite clause. Okay, so sitting on the wall, he shouted aloud. So sitting on the wall. He is simply sitting on the wall, and as he is sitting on the wall, he is shouting. What nonsense like this? So the speaker wants to have this idea. Sitting on the wall, he shouted loudly. உட்காந்துட்டு அவன் பாட்டில் கத்த ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டான். செவுத்துல போய் உட்காந்துட்டு அவன் பாட்டில் கத்த ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டான். Okay, so this participle subordination and infinitive. It is better to do that. Although all I did was open the box. Okay, so this is about indicators of subordination, and certain clauses act as a subject, direct object or indirect object, adverbial. Okay, the last few sentences of if you open at page 229, the last examples. Subject, that he is intelligent is obvious. That he is intelligent is obvious. He is intelligent. Okay, and everyone knows it. It is clear he is intelligent. Okay, so that is the meaning. அவன் வந்து ஒரு இன்டெலிஜென்ட், அது வந்து எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும், தெளிவா தெரியுது. Okay, that he is intelligent is obvious. Okay, so that he is intelligent, that the whole phrase acts as a noun phrase. The whole phrase acts as the whole clause acts as a noun. Okay, so direct object, I know that he is clever. So SVO. Okay, I know that he is clever. Okay, so that he is clever acts as an object in this sentence. Okay, subject complement. The truth is that we are satisfied. The truth is that we are satisfied. So SVC complementing the subject truth. Okay, the truth is that we are satisfied. Okay, and indirect object, I gave whoever came a cup of coffee. Okay, so likewise, okay, let me skip. So likewise, a clause acts as an object, indirect object, subject complement. Okay, so I am a teacher, SVC. Okay, but here the truth is that we are stratified. So I am a teacher, in this sentence SVC pattern. This is also same structure, SVC pattern, but here this sentence also follows the same SVC pattern. The example given in the book is the truth is that we are satisfied. The truth is that we are satisfied. So SVC, the truth, that is subject, is the verb, that we are satisfied. That we are satisfied. Everything is complement. Okay, so that we are satisfied, that is a separate sentence, and it is combined. The truth is that we are satisfied. Okay, so that's how English acts. Okay, That's how English combine two sentences. And and then the subordination, as for subordination, the types, the subordinators are indicated as complement clauses. Okay, so the clause, the subordination clause acts as a complement in the sentence. Okay, so the example is that she is clever. It's a truth. So I already gave the example that in the book itself it is given. The truth is that everybody is satisfied. Okay, so the whole sentence, the whole clause acts as a compliment in the sentence. That she is clever is a truth. I told him that she was clever. Okay, so in the sentence that she is clever, that she is clever, the whole phrase, the whole clause acts as a noun phrase, acts as a subject. SVC. Okay, I told him. I told him that she was clever. So here she was clever. That she was clever acts as an object. Okay, so that's how clauses acts as complement in this sentence. Lots of examples are given. How well she will do depends on his practice. The question is, who will build the cat? Okay, the question is number one. The question is number two. Likewise, it is done. But here the question is, who will build the cat? Okay, SVC. The question subject is the verb. Who will build the cat? So who will build the cat acts as a complement. And in the previous sentence, how well she will do. How well she will do. Okay. So here, how well she will do. The whole phrase, the whole clause acts as a subject. Okay. Similarly, if or whether, whether he will come. Okay. Do you know whether he will come? So this is interrogative clause. So that's how nominal clause and that is complement clauses are used in the sentence. And let me please read out all the examples.